Welcome to the Passionpreneur Podcast. This is your host, Ryan C. Greene. In store for another great show today. Thank you for joining us. If you are new to the show, make sure you go ahead and click the subscribe button, hit the follow button on your podcast player. Also, why don't you leave us a comment, leave a 5-star review for us. Let the world know how great we are, how much you're enjoying the show, and tell the world about us. Tell everyone else if you like it, if it's benefiting you. Don't keep it to yourself. Tell someone else so that they can benefit as well about the show. You can follow me on all social media at Radiate Speaks, and look forward to connecting with you. So we do have a great guest lined up for you today. If you've been paying attention, if you've been following our last couple of shows, we have a big summit coming up in January, the Mastermind Exchange Summit. So I want to tell you a little bit about the Mastermind Exchange, and then right after that, I'm going to tell you who we have on the line with us today. When I was getting started in my business, the one thing I wish I had was a group of professionals who had already had success doing it before to help me along the way. That's why I put together the Mastermind Exchange. We're bringing you professionals and experts to help the next group of entrepreneurs get started in the right way. The more small businesses we can help get it done right, the better it is for every entrepreneur in the marketplace. There will be 13 experts sharing insight and expertise on how you can build a better business for 2020. This virtual summit is totally free to attend, but you must register for access. To save your spot and select your sessions, simply go to www.mxsummit20.com and register. The power of the mastermind is the synergy created when multiple minds come together. So in that vein, don't keep this to yourself. Spread the word and invite your entire team, staff, or friends. We'll see you on January 17th and 18th. There'll be tons of great teachings to help you master business, as well as many giveaways, prizes, and surprises. Register now for the Mastermind Exchange 20 at www.mxsummit20.com. And we're back. So make sure you go ahead and take advantage of this great opportunity coming up. And I want to introduce, a gentleman who I can't even remember where and when, how long ago we met, but I know that he has been doing phenomenal things. And he's one of those guys that you never forget once you meet, because his name is Sir Charles Cary. Sir Charles, welcome to the show.
Hey, Ryan, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me here today.
Absolutely. So I know we have worked together at different times, different events. So we are excited to have you with us for the Mastermind Exchange. And I want people today to really just learn who you are, what you're talking about, because your story is a phenomenal story, and you're really out there, working and doing a lot of things, and we're going to get into this. I had to say this, but when you follow people on their careers, and some people, they're hit and miss, they're here, then they disappear, then they come back and they disappear. And this gentleman, Charles Cary, is if nothing, he is consistent. Every single day he is working towards his goals. He's working towards helping people. He's posting videos every single day. And it doesn't matter. We're going to get into that, but I want you to understand this man is a man who walks the walk and every single day out there trying to change lives. So again, welcome to the show.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it, Ryan. I tell you, I'm excited about the Mastermind Exchange. I'm excited about the opportunity to pour into other people, because, honestly, that's just my purpose, man. That's why I'm here. That's, what I'm designed to do. So every platform is an opportunity to just really go in and to go as deep as possible, because, you really never know whose life you will affect, and just do the work and, let everything else work itself out.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so key, because, I can speak for myself, and I know you've experienced it too. You never know when that next person's going to come up and say, hey, you touched my life in this. And sometimes you don't even remember the experience. You don't know what it can be, what it is that's going to touch that next person, but you go out there and you do it every day. Let's talk about your story, because you are the author of the Radiate The Brain, Change the Game series. Talk to us about your story, how you got to where you are as far as in your speaking, not just speaking business, but your personal development business, and how that whole brand became who you are.
Well, honestly, it was a step-by-step process, and sometimes you don't know what you don't know, meaning you don't know how things are going to unfold. God leads us and shows us or helps us to become the person we're supposed to be in so many different ways. And for me, it was through my trials and my tribulations. I went through so many life challenges, and for a quarter century of my life, I was throwing my life down the tubes as a substance abuser, man, as if it was a profession. Like every single day, that's all I did. It was kind of crazy, and I was very fortunate, and I'm very grateful that when I was able to transition from that abyss, man, I really started to see the light, and the light was very bright. I began to think clearly and see clearly, and get inspiring ideas about things. And I started writing, and I've always been a creative person, but all these things came to a head because I truly believe that the negative as well as the positive is part of the training ground. So going through my bouts with addiction was really very serious, obviously, but it was not only traumatic, but it was dramatic. And, we talk about drama and stuff like that. Well, my life was so dramatic, man. It's amazing. I should have gotten an Oscar. It was just so much going on. But, it all turned out, in my opinion, for the better, because it taught me so many different things. One experience turned to another. It turned to a book, Courage Facing Mortality, which eventually led me to the book series, the Radiate The Brain book series. And it's all about mindset. Just like how I had to get over the drugs, it's about mindset. You have to make a decision. And, sometimes people say, well, it's simple. Of course it's a decision. Yeah, but how many of us can make a decision and act on it? That's the key. We look at the world today, Ryan, I tell you, there's so much pain, and people cannot make a decision on how they're going to deal with the pain that they're facing. The pain of not being able to pay the bills, the pain of not being with the one they love, the pain of not having a child, the pain of a child going astray, not being able to get them on the right path, the pain of not being who they were designed to be or what they thought they were supposed to be, the pain of just unhappiness and not knowing where the next meal will be coming from. There's so many different things that people have experienced and are experiencing, I should say, that mindset, I already know it is the answer. Because with the right mindset, there's nothing that you cannot do.
Wow. Now, in your journey, talk to how did you get to that point? Like, when was it? Because I definitely agree, and it's about making that decision. It seems like it's the hardest thing for people to do. People can know right and wrong, but making that decision to finally go and do right. And when I say right and wrong, I mean right and wrong for them. What's going to work and what's the right decisions for them to make. So talk to us about maybe some advice on how to help them people make that actual decision to go ahead and make that change, make that move.
Well, every situation is different, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, some people, it may just be that they're not getting a chance to walk in their greatness. Some people, they were mistreated as a child, and some people, there's so many things. The marriage is falling apart, whatever it may be. But the point is, everyone's challenge is a little bit different. And depending on what your challenge is or what someone's challenge is, that really determines on what it takes for them to course correct their situation, their life, the things that they're up against. But I'll tell you something that I look at to really give a simple and general, tidbit of information or advice that may help. And what that is I ask people, I say, listen, what is the thing you talk about more than anything else? And when you talk about it, you actually light up inside. I mean, you get excited, you get happy, you're euphoric, and you just don't know what to do. You can't shut up about this thing because you're just that over the top about it. Whatever that answer is, folks, I promise you, you may have just met your purpose. And I say that with a sincere heart because as simple as it is, it can be challenging. And why it's challenging is because, well, let's be honest. If you're an adult, most of us seasoned adults have been doing the same thing for the past 10, 20, 30, or more years.
That's right.
You know how difficult it is to break that habit? Oh, my goodness. So I look at things like this. People, places, and things. You want to be around the right people because obviously the wrong people will inspire or influence you in the wrong way, with the wrong feeling, the wrong motives. You know, the places you go. You want to be in places that you can benefit from, places that you can learn something from, and things. What things are you doing? The activities that you do, it's crucial that your activities are those that help you flourish, those that are mentally stimulating.
Great. Now, when you're when you're helping people, when you're because I know you're speaking all over the place, and your talk that we have lined up for the Mastermind Exchange is ask a very poignant question, and that question is, what's so hard about being you? Yes, what's so hard about being you? What was it about that, or why that question, and what can some people expect from your talk at the Mastermind Exchange?
Well, because honestly, one of the most difficult things is you have to recognize that the voice in your head, 9 times out of 10, it's lying to you. And you would say, well, that's crazy. That doesn't make sense. Or how can you come to that conclusion? Well, it's pretty simple because we are afraid, usually, most of us are afraid of the unknown. That's the biggest challenge. And, you know, I learned this a long time ago that the voice in your head, it's really trying to protect you. But most of us don't see it that way. You know, we're second guessing ourselves. We're just uncertain. We're not confident. So what's so hard about being you is the focus, once again, on you, the individual, your ability or your inability to do a certain thing that's going to give you the results that you want. You know, it's like having momentum. When things are going fine, everything's okie dokie. However, the moment things are not going fine and you've got to get yourself repositioned to be in that good space, it seems to take so much effort. And most of us, we don't like to start up all over again. We don't like to get the momentum going. We like having it, but we don't like creating it. And I understand that. However, it's required to do the work in order to get the results.
Wow. Yeah. And that's what you talk about, doing the work. And I mentioned, as I was introducing you or talking earlier, about how you do the work, man. Every day I'm seeing, you know, your videos. Every single day you're posting a video. And for those who are listening who may be trying to get into this space, they're not 20-minute videos. They're not Hollywood produced videos. You pick up a camera. You've been in the back of Ubers. You've been in your office. I mean, like, I watch your videos, man. You know, and it's just about doing the work. You know, I talk to people about, you know, my podcast. I've been on and off with the podcast, and now, you know, we're back and we're not going anywhere this time. And it's just a matter of when you finally start that activity, you talk about the momentum. You'll be amazed at, once you actually just start doing what it is you're supposed to be doing, how many doors open, how many people start saying, "Oh, I was looking for you." How many people start to come to you to into your space. So what
exactly?
Yes, I want you to talk about that, and just your commitment to constantly doing the work, and some of the things that you've seen and benefited from by just simply out there every day doing something.
You know, the odd thing is, it's like you're not supposed to know how it works, but you're supposed to know the things you need to do to make something work. And that seems like such a contradiction, if you will. So what I mean is that we have to learn how to work and to walk by faith. You know, doing the work. If you've been given an outline or a blueprint on how to write a book, for example, I've written, 7 books. Many people have written more books, but point is, you may want to write a book and you're figuring no one's going to want to read my book, or who cares if I'm writing a book or if I've written a book. The truth of the matter is, you'll never know without doing the work. So we're going back to doing the work. So the thing is, you have to do the work, get the momentum going. And once you get the momentum going, then you'll start to feel a lot better about what you're doing. So your energy feeds off of, itself, and it creates its own momentum. But if you don't have the initiation, if you don't initiate the actual energy to start things going, you'll never get the results you want, mainly because, you're starting from a deficit. So you just have to just trust and have the faith and the belief that the thing that you want, it wants you too. But you got to move yourself closer to it so that you can begin to slowly but surely see the light at the end of the tunnel. If you don't do the work, if you're not moving in that direction, how can you possibly see the light?
Man.
And, when I think about what's so hard about being you, let's keep it real. There's nothing difficult about being who you are. But if you know that there's more lined up for you, then you have to ask yourself the tough questions. Am I living up to my fullest expectations? Am I doing the things that are best for me? Am I positioning myself to win? Am I? But you must give yourself an honest answer to any of those questions. Because if you know that you wanted to work for the government, let's say, for example, simple. Well, first of all, have you looked to see what agencies are available? Have you considered what you're going to bring to the table? Have you actually filled out any applications? Have you spoken to anyone? You've got to do the work in order to position yourself to win.
Man, it's so simple, but yet so profound. Because you would think everyone...
Because we're afraid of rejection,
right, man.
We're afraid of failure.
You would think people know you got to go and do it. But you said the thing that wants you, the thing that you wants you too. That is so, when you think about that, we're always out there going after the things we want. They want us to. They want us to succeed. There's no one out there that our purpose, our destiny is not out there fighting against us. It wants us.
Right.
That's so amazing just to hear that articulated like that, And I think so many times that we'll sit home and we'll watch other people who are doing what we want to do, and we'll watch their successes on social media. And we'll see things and we'll say, oh man, I wish that's what I want. Or you feel like you're falling behind because you're watching them do what it is you should be doing. A lot of times we'll fall in the trap of being, getting in our feelings about someone else's success, feeling we should have that success, and ignoring the fact that they're out there actually doing what we're not doing. And so that spoke to me, man, that get out there and do it, because the thing that you want wants you to, man.
Yeah.
So
and we look at it both ways. Sometimes we feel like, oh, wow, I would like to do that. Oh, wow, I wish I could have my chance. Or he ain't doing nothing. I could do that.
Yep.
Yeah, but you're not.
Yep.
But you're not. You're not even making the effort. They say most people don't even participate in their own rescue. I'm just going to keep it real. It's sad because I've been that guy. I've wanted things and it's like, oh no, I'm not going to do that. Well, that's part of the admission to get in the game. And it doesn't guarantee the success. It just gets you in the arena. Mm-hmm. Now, if you don't want to pay the admission to get in the arena, how can you even see what the other acts are doing? So you have to get in the arena, surround yourself with other people that are doing the things that you want, so that you can start to feed off of that energy. Like likeness attracts likeness. Mm-hmm. So it's just like any other sport. You have the Knicks, my favorite team, suck right now. And they've been sucking for years. But you know what? Let them go up against the Lakers, and they'll play a whole lot better than when they played against the Wizards. You raise up your level of competition and play when you're matched with other people that are at a higher vibration. So you need to be around people doing the things that you want to do so it can rub off on you. And that energy goes back and forth, off of you, on them, off of you, on them, back and forth, until the frequency is at a higher level and you perform better. The doors begin to open for you. You begin to see differently.
Man. Listen, if you all want to get more of Sir Charles Cary's talk, specifically on what's so, let me get it right again. Sorry about that. What's so hard about being you, specifically on that, you want to register for the Mastermind Exchange Summit. It's January 17th and 18th, www.mxsummit20.com. But Sir Charles, I want you to go ahead and give out your contact information, how people can get in touch with you. If you've got anything else coming up that you want to go ahead and let people know about, go ahead and do that for us now.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to check out my website. In fact, I'll give you a couple of websites. My general website is sircharlescaryinc.com. If you want to find out more about where I've spoken, who I've spoken for, et cetera, et cetera. But the books, all the teaching tools, you want to go directly to the website. And, of course, you can go to the official site, but here's a site specifically for the tools and the resources. WordsmithSpeakersAlliance.com. That's WordsmithSpeakersAlliance.com. And if you're interested in really becoming a better communicator, more of a professional, you want to write your own story, with the workshop is coming up. We have an online workshop. It's called Tell Your Story, Live Your Story, Be Your Story. And you can go to the WordsmithSpeakersAlliance.com. That's a little different than the other one. The WordsmithSpeakersAlliance.com. Get registered. It's going to be a full day. You can learn and enjoy this conference from the comforts of your home. Have lunch on you. Like I'll just do all the work pouring in. All you need to do is get registered. It's only $97. We're going to show you from soup to nuts all the things you need, the different ways of going about doing it, what's all involved, and it's specifically for you. Why? Because I truly believe there's always somebody waiting to hear your story the way you tell it.
Absolutely. Sir Charles Cary, thank you for being my guest this week, man. And we'll be talking again real soon. I wish you all the best.
Thanks, sir. Thanks for having me.
And that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Passionpreneur Podcast. If you liked it, tell someone else about it. Go ahead and share it out. And also make sure you click that subscribe button and follow us and listen to every week's episode. I am your host, Ryan C. Greene. You can reach me at www.ryancgreene.com. Follow me on all social media at Raji Speaks. I look forward to working with you, talking to you soon. And just remember, if the best part about going to work is getting off of work, it's time to become a passionpreneur.